Hey there, Scorpio. It's Angela. We are going to do your soul guidance reading for November, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And anyone else that's drawn to this, if your energy's pulled here, then your intuition brought you here, and the message would also be for you. So a few things, I have a couple of housekeeping things. First, I created a new playlist on my channel. You can check it. It's on my homepage. And also it's grouped, if you scroll down my homepage a little, and then also in the playlist tab, and it's called Weekly Intention Readings. These are readings that I've been doing for quite some time in an intention setting group that we gather every Monday and set intentions for the week. And I do soul guidance readings in that group. If you want to join that group, it's a free group. You can, I'm going to put links in the notes of this video, and it'll send you in all the right directions. It's in collaboration with Maria Mellano of Integral Bloom. You could also follow her channel. She posts those readings as well. And she's the host of these Monday morning intention setting sessions called Pause at the Well. And so that's there, the extra readings. So they're kind of like general readings that we move through week to week and focus on collective energy and where we can put our attention to continue our soul's growth. And then also with Maria Mellano, we have created a vision course called Bloom Your Vision. And it's a 7-session course. There are live sessions that you can attend, and also you'll get recordings of those if you can't attend. It starts in a couple weeks here in November, and we will be assessing where we've been through this year, what we've achieved, and then doing some soul work. I'll be doing readings with everyone as well, doing some soul work with the workbook that we've created to really get clarity on setting intentions for the coming year. And then in January, we meet and we create vision boards, and it's all a lot of fun. So check that out. The link will be in this video as well. The last thing is, please go to my website, groundeddreamers.com, and join my newsletter. We have things that are being created in the background right now, and I'm going to be launching those soon in the coming months. And I would love to have you all be sort of the first to hear about it. So that's it. Now let's get on to you, Scorpio. The oracle deck that we're using for this bunch of readings is coming from this deck, Messages from the Mermaids. And the card that I pulled for you, Scorp, is Light. So I'm not sure if some of you are experiencing darkness, or if you've lost touch with your own inner light, or if you are just becoming aware that you are a source of light for others, like sort of like that beacon, a magnet for others to help guide. So we'll explore this a little bit. With light there's always darkness behind it, right? We can't see the darkness anymore when light is present. But this is also to do with your shadow self. I think that, and even myself in the beginning, when I started first, exploring this concept of shadow self and light and darkness, that it sort of intimidated me. I felt a little, not scared, but a little trepidatious to explore the darkness, right? To get into shadow work. But it's important. It's so important, because then, in the darkness, that's where the ideas are formed and nurtured and protected. And, that's the space where gestation occurs and things get developed. And that's where your feelings are, down in the depths, underneath it all. And that is darkness. That's the root of where we are. Then we bring them up into the light, right? Our ideas are formed down there, and we keep them going until we're ready for them to emerge. So I think at this time for you, Scorp, we're going to look at the Zen cards, but it may be time for you to, maybe there's been some focus on the depths and the darkness and the heavier, shadow side. Maybe it's time to bring some of this out into the light. And interesting that in the States, we just shifted our time so that we have less daylight during the day. So maybe this is a prompting for you to produce your own light, right? So that you can move through these winter months with a little more clarity. Okay, let's move down here to the Zen cards. Okay, so we're doing the tree spread again. I do this mostly every time. I like the way it flows. There's a through line here through the trunk, from the root to the top, that is it sort of represents the progression, right? And then we have two sets of branches, starting point, we revert down to the root to produce the growth, and then we get to achieve this sort of higher perspective, elevated look at ourselves and our souls as it pertains to light. Okay, let's get started. Our starting point here for you, Scorpio, suppression. Yeah, this is shadow. This is stuff that is tucked down deep that maybe we haven't had access to, or maybe we are sitting down there in this and we're not really reaching for the light right now. I can't say for your exact specific situation, but this vibration is, this card looks a little bit scary. It always like sort of takes my breath away a little bit when I first pull it, because there's a lot going on, all these little roots and, depths of being, and the hungover being, he's like hungover and, drooped over, so that there's a denser, heavier vibration to this card. But it is part of all of us, right? We have stuff that's deeper down inside. We do tend to sometimes push things down because we don't want to deal with it now, and we'll address it later. It's just a reminder to not let it fester too long, right? There's a difference between using the darkness for gestation and to let things formulate and to let things sort of like incubate, and then letting it fester. There's a defining line there. There's a difference. And what we want to avoid is that festering. We want to make sure we have a balanced combination of the shadow, the depths of ourselves, some of this heavier energy, and the light. We want to make sure we're balancing that. Okay, so now within you internally, as it pertains to this vibration of suppression or those deeper hidden aspects of ourselves, we got postponement. So this is a mental energy that perhaps you are coming to a point where, okay, I've let this stuff process and sort of germinate long enough within me. Now, am I putting off my action? Am I putting off my future? Am I not achieving what I want because I'm so focused on this? That's just a question to ask yourself. That's an awareness to bring about this. We're not going to be exploring this with any judgment. This just could be a possibility of how you've been holding on to things up until now. But now that we're introducing light into the conversation, it's time to sort of loosen some of this stuff up and let it process up and out. Okay, remember too, we've just had this eclipse with the sun being in Scorpio and the full moon was in Taurus. There's a definite sense of needing to bring some of those deeper feelings to the surface and letting things process up and out before we proceed, before we hit those goals that we feel are being postponed, or make those personal shifts that will bring more light into our experience. But eclipse time, this is actually really in line with what's happening in the sky as well at this time of this reading. The eclipse is today, so when I'm recording this. So yeah, this is a good reflection as to what's happening there, and your ability to bring from the depths of what's deep down within you and transform it is especially powerful right now. You already have that ability, being a Scorpio, the sign that symbolizes, death of the old, transformation of the new, creation. You already have that ability. And right now at this time, it's very powerful. So it's something to focus on, really. Those things that you wish to come about are on their way to you. It's a matter of doing the inner work, right? The external vibration that results in this awareness here of this, the shadow, and then knowing that I'm ready to start to focus on the light so that I can bring about those things that have been held apart from me. That external expression of those vibrations, for some of us, maybe some guilt. Okay, do we not want to move forward in our growth because maybe it shifts the dynamic with others? Do others need me to stay in this state of holding it together, keeping things down deep within me so that it seems on the surface everything's okay? Are other people invested in that? Perhaps. And perhaps your excavation of these feelings and your processing of them and bringing things out into the light, perhaps that might shake people up a little bit, but really it's the only way. It's okay. This figure, she's got these claws clawing at her. This is just mental energy. This is mental regret, mental, I don't know if I should shake the boat, rock the boat that much because others might not like it. But look at what's above her. Look at above all this, confusion or feelings of guilt or regret is sunnier skies, are the blooming flowers. There is hope. And actually that's the light, right? Let it rise out. Let these deeper, denser energies that you've been harboring or that you've been protecting within you, let those come up a little. Let them show up in your life. And maybe through just the act of leading by example, I have my shadow self, I'm willing to let it show up. I'm willing to, process some of this stuff, feel into what's been deep inside me and let that shift. This eclipse energy is perfect for that, because these shifts you make now, the feelings that you sit with that have been down within your being will transform, and this isn't going to be an immediate thing. This is a period of transformation that you're embarking on now. And these actions that you take now and this willingness to be with whatever is suppressed or whatever is in your shadow, your willingness to be with it and bring it further up into the light will bring about transformation in the coming months. This eclipse energy can stay in our experience for several months. So you're at this sort of, you're planting the seeds right now for your transformation. And it starts with digging up what was there, right? For more gardening analogies, visit my other channel. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, really, you're excavating sort of some of this older energy, bringing it up, letting some of it fall away, letting some of it stay in your experience and maybe sit with it for a minute before it trickles away. And then you're setting the path and you're getting a clearer picture of your path forward. Okay, let's get down here. This card here is going to be your key to the growth, right? As just like in a real tree, those roots are imperative. That it's important that you have strong roots in order for the tree to shoot up above the surface. And the key there is another mental card, but it's rebirth. So this is your moving into the light. This is your, the result of digging some of this stuff up, acknowledging, okay, it's time for me to move forward. It's time for me to address some of this stuff so I can wash it away and set my path forward, creating a sense of rebirth, a sense of newness for your soul. Another step one on your path forward. And it came, at a perfect time, because we're asked to look at and allow our light to shine through. And look, this card has light, Phil, this child is emerging from these lower vibrations into a more light-filled experience. I love that. So that's your key. And because this is your pivotal card, this is just a calling for you to make sure to put a focus on the new, a focus on your light at this time. After this little period of time here where things were hidden and underground, it's time for you to bring it out into the light and let sort of the chips fall where they may, so that you can clear the road and repave it to move yourself forward. Now, once you're moving forward, your landing spot is in this card, and it's the source. Oh, I mean, how much more light do we need? This is the light that shines within you. This is the core of who you are. This is your connection to the divine and your soul, your inner being, however you want to word it. It's light, and you are light. And so now, after excavating some of this stuff, paying attention to the energies that are around you, letting the shadow side come through, knowing that you're reclaiming and reestablishing the light that's within you, you get to feel it full force. You're in your next steps. Oh, I love that so much. And now within you, as you're sort of basking in your own inner glow, within you, we're reminded moment to moment, we're reminded to not take that light that we've achieved and not take it and direct it too far, too fast, right? Be with it. Let that light be the thing that's in a gestational state, right? We had the shadow, remember we said that's where things are formed, and the intentions are formed, and the ideas, we clear it out, we create light. Now let that take shape and feel that vibration for a little while. Moment to moment is reminding us that no matter what, we're in the right place. This figure has his foot straight under him, walking along this river, Rainbow River, and his foot is supported by that boulder. His eyes are closed though. And when it's time to take the next step onto the next boulder, he will know, he will sense it, he will feel it. And then his next foot will be straight under him on that next boulder. And he never has to really look and use his vision for direction. He's using his intuition. And this card is in your inner being position as well. So this is your elevated sense of perception, and this is within you as you're in that elevated state. So this is a reminder. In this very moment, I'm sitting in the source, in the light of my source, and it will guide me. And I trust that, right? There's a more easeful vibration up here in this higher set of branches. And then in the external position and sort of the outcome or the overview on this reading is the Lover's card. This is I'm going to take this one as not, and so this is your sense of self-compassion, making sure that by tending to your shadow, you created a situation where you have more access to your own compassion toward yourself. You have more access to your light and to your trust in the universe by knowing in every moment that you're supported. And that results in your just an elevated sense of your own self-love. That is very important for us, especially if we're going to be light-filled beings. We need to really have a handle on, what's within. That's where the magic happens, right? That's our secret sauce, is what's within us and in our heart center. Okay, so now I'm going to pull an extra card for you guys, like a bonus card. It's coming from this deck called the Sacred Creators Oracle. And I'm pulling a card from that for you as a general message from the universe as it pertains to this reading and being on your journey toward your personal light, and being willing to dig up some of that heavier stuff and let it fall away. You're ready to start a new phase. You're ready for your rebirth. And the card I got for you is Cut the Cords of Doubt. Yeah. Sometimes that doubt is what holds us in place here. What holds that energy down? It's what anchors us down, is the doubt. So you're in this work, your willingness to release that and to, engage more in that trust of every moment the universe provides for you. That's the key to moving forward, into the light, with the light, and from your inner light. The light. It's time for you to light up your world now, Scorpio. And we'll return again to another time where we're in shadow. This is part of the process. It's just a matter of how long you want to stay there, because then you start to notice in that postponement card that it's kind of time for me to shake things up a little bit, move again toward that light-filled being that I know I am. Okay. Yay. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And like I said, check the notes for these links that I'm going to provide for you as we grow, as Grounded Dreamers grows and offers more things. I want you to make sure you're able to capture all the things that we're creating here. Okay. Thanks so much and enjoy your next few weeks, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you.